Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. And this is my seventh video for my broken English project. So I'm trying to record my English speaking video by myself. And the purpose of this video is just want to share my daily lives in the state as an international student. And also I wanted to improve my English speaking as a native speaker. So I'm trying to explain my personal opinion and personal perspectives on diverse agenda in English. So this is my seventh time in row when from the first time I started to record this video. So I hope you can join my journey so that I won't be too lonely for my practice. So how was your day today? Uh, personally, my day was a bit tough, I guess. Actually, I didn't have that much schedule, but I spent, I think, almost half of the day sleeping, and I woke up too late, almost near the lunchtime. And I think it's because I'm getting to bed uh in a very late time these days, and I don't really like my cycle life cycle these days. So I know that I have to go to bed early. I have to get up early, but it's really hard to do that whenever you are especially free from your own schedule. So as I told in the last video, it's still my spring break these days for this whole week. So I think my body doesn't really want to go into the like work mode or study mode. So actually, I feel a bit guilty that I had so many things to do, things to do list before I encounter my vacation. But actually, nothing's really done from that list. So I think I might regret that I took too much time for resting. But at the same time, I also understand myself that I need this kind of relief, relief time, resting time for myself because last 8 weeks for half of semester was quite a tough time for me to be adapted to the new circumstances and also going through all the new coursework in my masters and all the different life cycles and all the different people around me. So I think I had too many energies to uh, get used to this kind of conditions. So I think every nerve in my body and my mentality got so obsessed and a bit nervous about all those new things around me. So whenever this week began, begun, I felt like everything that was nervous about the outside factors got relieved so that I felt like now I became a bit free of the overall schedules or overall deadlines or all the tasks that I had to do. So that all of that set me free. So yeah, I literally had a very, very good rest for a couple of days recently, and I think it was really a quiet, almost first time since I I began my semester to have this kind of resting time. So I, as I said, I feel some guilty for not achieving what I prepared for my spring break, but at the same time, I'm also trying to understand myself that I need some rest and not to judge myself that I'm taking too much rest. But I think it's really hard to accept myself that I need this kind of resting time. I'm not sure. I think I'm pushing myself too harsh sometimes so that I become a bit exhausted and at the same time still not really happy enough for myself that I'm not reaching the the goal that set up beforehand. So it's a bit hard to balance between the real me and the wannabe me. So there's always conflict between these two different myself that I always struggling between these two egos. And it's really hard to be satisfied about uh between the tension between the two different myself. So I'm a bit wondering how the other people really satisfy about themselves. And yeah, I think this is currently a bit concern for myself. And today I think I physically had a very good rest, but at the same time mentally I was a bit down today, in fact. And actually, I had a very good conversation with my mother through the phone. And actually, we don't really talk very frequently, but I usually talk on her, I talk to her once or twice a week. And I usually spend like more than 1 hour around today because it was a bit hard day for me. So I spent like 2 hours around to talk to her and talk to my sister. And usually I get much comfort whenever I'm talking to my mother and my sister and also my father. And yeah, I think whenever I talking with her, I usually talk about I don't really want to make her concern or make her worry about my uh life here because I'm living apart from her and apart from my family. So actually, even though I share my concerns, there's not really a realistic way that they can help me solve them or give me some very specific solutions for them. But I feel like whenever I share my concerns to my family, then it will just make them worry more about me. So previously I really hesitated to share my concerns because not to make them too concerned about me. But today I didn't really couldn't really uh think for that, but I just need someone to talk about my concerns and my all all these like complex or my shortcomings or my difficulties living here. And yeah, I just share to them. And I think I know the answer, but I sometimes want to hear those answers from other people, other people. So I think that was the um yeah my comfort zone for my mental and also my uh yeah, myself. So sometimes this kind of difficulty. Actually, you might not sure about what I'm really concerned about my staying here, but yeah, this is the one that I wanted to share that I don't know why, but like living in as an international student here, I I really didn't care about how people think or how others really say about myself whenever I was in my country. And I was kind of really confident and confident about myself, but also about my career and my experiences and everything there. So I didn't really have to be bit um how can I say this? I didn't really have to feel down about myself or really care about how should my career should go improve or something like that. But here, here, I don't feel like the same as I felt previously. But I feel like I have to improve myself that I am enough or I am excellent enough or something like that. So actually, no one really pursued or no one really made me do that. But I just feel like I have to prove myself that I am adaptable or very much um, affordable people person and very much prepared person for not only for the course but also for the um, uh, upcoming careers. So maybe I think I am setting a bit higher standard for myself. That's why I always disappoint myself that I'm reaching not this amount above with whereas the average is here might maybe so that's why I always feel like I'm not really um well equipped for everything really literally everything for example mentally or physically or language wise like as I'm doing this English project I try to improve myself much better than much more than what I am, who I am. So sometimes whenever I think oh, I think there's something outside. It's used to do that. Yeah, I'm almost like living in front of the construction site, so it's very noisy these days. So it's just ordinary, ordinary days. So anyway, I sometimes feel like I don't know. I think I'm too emotional today, but yeah, no one really blames about myself or my English even. If but actually it's opposite. Some people say good thing about myself, say good comments about my tasks or assignments or yeah, I'm reaching pretty good scores and I'm getting some good comments from my professors and even they encourage me a lot. But I don't know why. I think it's only me that who is not really uh satisfied for fully and I think when I was much younger this kind of self judgment or self assessment was kind of one of the motivation that lead me to a better goal or better me. But I'm not sure now. I get more ages. I get much older than uh previous me. So feel like I'm a bit out of my energy to reach out the goal that I set for myself, and even like pushing myself sometimes make me more exhausted, and I know in my head that I only need myself encouragement and some warm um feedback for myself, and kind of um, self compliments kind of things. But yeah, I think I am too much harsh on myself. I know that, but it's really hard to fix that. I And it's really hard to narrow down those gap between knowing that you have to do this way, but and living as that way is very different one. So I'm trying. I don't know. I even don't know how should I try more for set me free out of my own harsh goals. So sometimes, yeah. I think it's myself who makes me exhausted and who make me guilty and who makes me disappointed to myself. So I think it's really hard to manage my stuff, and yeah, at the same time, not to be too relaxed. But I don't know how others really manage this balance. It's really hard, even though I think I was becoming an adult, but I think I only get an age and not really matured yet. Yeah, it's really a concern for me these days. I'm not sure. I maybe I'm overthinking too much, so that's why I keep talking about this issue. So anyway, yeah, I think I talked too much about my own concern today. I didn't really want the others feel also the same gloominess or feeling down because of my video, but I just wanted to share that, yeah, I have this kind of concern, and maybe you know the better solution for me, so you can suggest that kind of solution if you have that one. So, anyway, I tried to find some related questions to for today's topic. So I asked GPT about self-esteem's related agenda. So it suggested quite a lot of questions, like 10 questions here, but I don't, I will not go over all of these things, but yeah, maybe we can go on this one. Number 6, how do you handle days when your self-esteem is really low? Yeah, this is today for me. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, my self-esteem is really, really low today. I have to admit this because I will cover this agenda today. So, how do you handle days when your self-esteem is really low? For myself, yeah, as I said, I don't handle it by myself fully, but I share my condition, my lowered condition with whom I really trust. For example, my family or my very close friend. Yeah, so that uh I don't make them I don't treat them as my emotional trash can, but you know, I just want to let them know that my condition is now this level, and maybe they can give me some advice or some very good feedback or just very warm words that make me encouraged and make me comfort. And I know that the solution is not coming from very much rational like solutions, but I know myself that I only need some encouragement and some cheerful like um cheerful words and like kind of those warm emotional support. So I try to not handle it by myself, but I bring it to my trustworthy um, families or friends. And second way I deal with is that I just accept my lowered condition and I just if I want to cry, then I just cry. Even though it might not be really psychologically right, but yeah, whenever I want to cry, then I just sometimes write down the things that I was the things that made me disappointed to myself or anything that disturbed me, then I try to figure out what was the cause. And or if you feel a bit burdened to write down those things, you can speak to yourself like this and just think to yourself, why am I too down or why am I feeling this much disappointed or gloomy? Then sometimes whenever I try to explain this kind of things to the others, then or write down myself, then I figure out that there was nothing really that much disturbing things. So then I think this process is very necessary to figure out what was the cause of my gloominess or the disappointment because usually it turns out that it's not it was nothing that much critical ones, but it's really very small things or even though even sometimes it's not really visible things usually. So whenever I have this kind of feelings, I try to figure out and make them visible so that I can see what made me the kind of condition. So I really recommend this kind of process to make it visualize or at least try to speak out or write down the things that disturb you. So I think it will be the beginning of figuring out your feelings and all about all of your troubles or maybe concerns so that you can see the solutions or figure out some solutions for that or maybe you can just have as I did have some encouragement from others or yeah, you can deal with it after you figure out what was the main cause of that. So yeah, instead of just let you just calm down, let me calm down, and trusting your emotions, but I really recommend to rather express them and face them and admit that that kind of emotions are also part of yourself. And yeah, will be the basic step for dealing with your emotions or your concerns, I guess. I feel like this is what I wanted to hear from the others. I think I'm talking to myself, but I think I'm talk about what I wanted to hear about the others. Yeah. So okay. So I think that was I don't know what's wrong with my lights. My gosh. Anyway, yeah. Mm, there are so many interesting questions regarding self-esteem. Like, do you think people with self-esteem are more attractive? I think it's super yes in the States because regardless of what you really have or what you are really equipped with, whenever you show up, maybe there will be a better word than show up, but you express it externally about what you have, and I think this kind of expressing things are much more important in this society. So I think it's a bit hard for a person like introverted persons who have much more values or sorry, sort of much more thoughts on himself or herself. It's a bit hard. I think they need to get used to explain and express those kind of core valued thoughts or their perspectives or insights, sorry, about any related agenda. So regardless of they are right or wrong, I feel like personally feel like it's important to speak what you have in your inside and try to communicate with the others about what their thoughts on my perspective or my thoughts and even like embracing their different opinions and make a better solution, better communication seems like very much important virtue here, and I'm also struggling to get used to those kind of communicative and extroverted focused characteristics of everyone. Yeah, and maybe I'm a bit biased about this society, but overall, I feel like that, and I am also trying to get used to this kind of atmosphere. And yeah, and I'm not sure. I cannot really cover all of these questions, but I can share these questions uh in my video together for your reference. And yeah, so anyway, I can maybe deal with all the other questions in the other days. If I feel like if I'd like to do that. Because this is my channel, I will do whatever I want. And yeah, I wanted to share my uh pleasant. I, I'm sorry for my short English, but I was very happy to see there was one subscriber. I didn't know this one, but actually I found this today just before I got into the recording of this video, but I really appreciate for this subscriber. Welcome. You made me a day. I did right. You made me a day. You made my day. So even though today I had a bit long day because of my low self-esteem and my low self-confidence about myself and all of my failed plan for my spring break, but actually still I'm keep practicing on what I promised to myself, and I get one subscriber. Thank you for thank you for coming and watching. And yeah, I feel like yeah, I feel like I'm going on the right way, and regardless of the how many people view my video or how many follow my videos, but regardless of that, I will keep practicing, and I will also try myself not to be too down for who I am, but I will try my best um to accept myself and not overthink, but do whatever I think about. And sometimes comfort myself that I'm doing still great, and uh, not push myself too harsh for whatever goal I set for myself. If my if my goal makes me exhausted and makes me feel disappointed for myself, then what's the purpose of setting this goal? So yeah, I should be more I should be more enjoying the journey of or the progress itself process itself. And yeah, I recently got to know one YouTuber, and she also shared a really precious phrase that I wrote down it in my wall in front of me, and she said like the journey is the destination. So I think this is really beautiful words. So and very necessary words for everyone. So I'm trying to accept this phrase that the journey is the destination. So I'm trying my best. I will try my best not to lose this pleasant for walking in my journey. All right. So thank you for today's video, watching today's video and being together with me. And I hope you also enjoy all of your journeys, whatever journey you are going on, but enjoy your journeys and take this journey as the destination. So, okay, we will be in keep touch. We'll be in keep we'll keep in touch. Okay, thank you for watching today's video, and I will come back tomorrow. Okay, have a good one. Bye.